Yes, the bitter broads have striked again. The bitter broad modern women have striked again. Let's get into the clip.
I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth I declare and decree, I shall be a submissive wife unto you as we continue to do this work of God. Because to us, this is beyond just love. This is about God. This is about kingdom. This is about our duty, reflecting to the world what true marriage, what God really intends for marriage to be. I honor you, Miles. And I love you with my all, with all my heart.
Now, as you guys see, this is a beautiful couple, and the sister wanted to show her honor and respect and love for her man, but there's a couple of modern bitter broads out there who just cannot hold their tongue. Let's see what they got to say. Can never be me. I would be pretty much lying. Girl, get off that grass. Kindly give us an update on this couple in the next 3 years. The groom didn't look moved or emotional. Wishing them a happy marriage though. She needs to relax. I think it should be the other way around. Just my thoughts. I would rather ish in my pants. What BS is this? Some of us are simply not created for this kind of crap. Marriage is supposed to be about an equal union, for Christ's sake. The guy is even uncomfortable. Why has this generation demonized being submissive? We want the princess treatment. We have been misled. Well, I only kneel for God. Really cringy. Absolutely nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Could never be me. I would be pretty much lying. Girl, get off the grass. This is exactly how it's supposed to be, whether we like it or not. The man, no matter what, is the head. But then, due to the fact that the men are not fully provided for the women, they're losing their position. If a man provides fully for a woman without complaints, he will have that kind of submission. I wish marriages would be how God intended it to be. So this person, I want to get into what this person said real quick, and then I'm going to give you guys my commentary. So this person is basically saying that if men were providing fully for the women, then the women can submit. I've heard a lot of this from a lot of women. They say, if you create the environment for me to be feminine, if you create the environment for me to be submissive, then I can do that. As if a woman has to work, or if a woman has to take care of certain things, or if the man is lacking in any type of area, therefore she cannot be submissive and she cannot be feminine. And the problem with that is two things. One, why are you even with a man that's even causing you to be in that position in the first place? So if you are with someone that is worthy of your love and your unionship, he's not perfect, then why are you not being feminine and submissive? Why does it have to take an environment? You know why? Because we are a result of our environment. Men can go through a lot of trauma and issues, and they learn to live with it. Men grow up without their fathers all the time. They go through a lot of issues, how the way this world is set up, and they have to keep it pushing. They can't allow those things to affect them mentally and emotionally in any kind of way to prevent them from doing what they have to do, because we will have zero sympathy on them. But us as women, anything that we go through, we identify as that. If we've been raped, we say, I'm a rape victim survivor. We label ourselves as that. I'm an independent woman. I'm a single mom and proud of it. I do what I got to do. I'm the mom and the daddy. We identify with our trauma and our issues, and we should not be doing that. Just because you have been through something, you should not identify as that. And that's the problem that a lot of us have. Another thing I want to point out is, I hate that this idea that women have this thought that women aren't supposed to provide and work. Like only the man is a full provider. Where does that mentality come from? They make it seem like women didn't work, women didn't provide. I'm going to show you some of the most oldest evidence, which is the Bible. And I'm only bringing the Bible up because all through this whole situation, you heard people saying, for God's sakes, oh, God's union, oh, this or that, God this, God that. Well, what does the Bible say about what a woman does? We all have heard of the Proverbs 31 woman. Well, look what it says. It talks about how the Proverbs 30 woman, the man has confidence in her. He doesn't lack anything of value. she does him good, not no harm. It talks about how she take wool and she uses her hands and she creates stuff. She takes it, and like a merchant, she goes out and she sells it, and she brings food from afar. It talks about how she gets up before the sun even comes up and she feeds her family. You know what that means? Her husband, her kids, everybody eats before the sun even comes up. It even talks about how she feeds her servants. It says how she goes out and she looks for different fields and she purchases the field with her earnings, not his earnings, which means she's out there working her earnings. And then she takes it and she plants a vineyard. It talks about how she works and how her arms are strong and how she sees that her trading is profitable. And then it talks about how her lamp does not go out at night. So it's an endless thing with her. She constantly goes from before the sun comes up, and even when the sun goes down, she goes and goes and goes. And this is the type of woman that we are called to be, and we are built this way, and we can do it. But the problem is, these modern women, they don't want to do it. They don't want to be a Proverbs 31 woman, but they want a Boaz. They don't want to be a Ruth, but they want a Boaz. They don't want to be traditional, but they want a traditional man. And that's the problem with these modern bitter broads. They don't understand that it doesn't work that way. If you don't want a traditional man, that's fine. If you don't want a God-fearing man, that's fine. But do not judge this sister who has found her Boaz, who have found a God-fearing man and who has decided to submit, respect, and honor him. And in return, he has decided to follow Christ and willing to die for her. So he will be her sacrifice if need to, and she will submit and follow his lead. This is the prescription that they have decided to use for their union. And if that's not something that you're into, that's cool. But the fact that you're able to take something so beautiful, so innocent, so honorable, and to twist it and distort it and call it nonsense and say that it's cringing shows me that you people are just miserable. And the last thing, and I'll leave it at this. For years, for centuries, for generations, we have seen men get on their knees and ask women to marry them. And when we see it as women, we think it's the most beautiful moment. And sometimes we even ourselves just imagine our day when a man will get on his knees and ask for us to marry them. We think it's beautiful. We don't call it nonsense. We don't call it cringing. We don't say anything bad about it. You know, we don't say, oh, I want to ish on myself for seeing something like this. We don't say any of those things at all when we see men get on their knees. But for some reason, a woman gets on her knees, a bride, a wife gets on her knees to show her husband the submission, the respect, and the honor that she is vowing to give to him. And we call it a disgrace. We call it nonsense. We call it, she needs to relax. We call it all these things. But when a man does it, it's fine. And the only thing that I can come up with the conclusion is that these modern women, these bitter bras, think that they are better than these men. They really think that they're the prize. They think that these men are beneath them, that they can get on their knees, but we can't. And I'm telling you, men, this is a warning. Men and women, vet the people that you're going to be with. Stop creating unions, families, and dropping your seeds off in people who have these type of mindsets, whether you're a woman or whether you're a man. With that being said, you guys, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think that this woman did take it too far, getting on her knees? Or do you think that this was a beautiful union? With that being said, like and subscribe, and I can't wait to talk for our next video.